values and identity are the main reasons why parents choose to send their kids to Catholic high schools. But what if the Catholic values disappeared? Would parents still pay the high tuition costs? Today I will be discussing why Catholic high schools should maintain Catholic identity and not feel pressured into removing it to compete with other elite schools. I have attended Catholic school my entire life. Therefore, I feel that I have a lot of personal experience regarding my topic, and I have also conducted extensive research to support my views. Today we'll be discussing the similarities and differences between Catholic and public high schools, Catholic identity and elite status, why Catholic high schools should not sacrifice their Catholic identity in order to achieve an elite status, and how my topic relates to Catholic social teaching and the Jesuit charism. Now, let's start by discussing Catholic and public high school structure. Catholic and public high school structure are both educating children, but they have very different perspectives on how to administer their curriculum. According to the NCEA, in the 2019-2020 school year, there was 535,906 students enrolled in Catholic secondary schools. This is extremely low compared to the 15.3 million kids that were attending public secondary schools. Having a better student-to-teacher ratio benefits students because they have more of a direct, individualized, guided instruction. The national average for Catholic schools was 12:1 for a student-to-teacher ratio and 16:1 for public schools. Also, Catholic schools are mostly made of Catholic student body, and about 80% of the enrollment comes from there. Private schools are also the only schools we have that can assist parents with the religious and spiritual development of their children, according to the Council for American Private Education in 2020. Catholic high schools do not receive government funding like public schools, requiring them to have a tuition. According to the NCEA, again, in 2020, the average cost to attend a Catholic high school per year was $11,239. This is also similar to what my tuition was because it was always between $12,000 and $13,000. High tuition costs prevent low-income families to enroll their children because low-income families just simply cannot afford the price. Catholic high schools also have a smaller athletic program because the funds of these programs come mostly from the community. An example of this happened at my high school, St. Francis College Preparatory, this past year in Wheaton, Illinois. The artificial turf for our football field had been completely flooded due to the river surrounding it. It took the school 1 full year to get enough donations, causing all the sports programs to have to practice and have their games at other venues in the community. If this same situation had happened at a public school, the field would have been prepared way much sooner. Also, at my Catholic high school, my graduating class had around 200 kids. They were all primarily from the same economic background and also mostly primarily white. The less diverse of an environment makes it hard to appear elite. Larger public schools are significantly more diverse and compared to Catholic high schools, the NCEA also states. While tuition prices are high, the education provided by the community in a Catholic school is also much higher. Students have shown to score above average on standardized testing when they are attending Catholic schools. Now that we have discussed that, we need to elaborate on the definitions of Catholic identity and elite status. Catholic identity and elite status are important to a school's national ranking and their credibility. Catholic educators believe that they are shaping the minds of students and academics while simultaneously instilling life values and morals. Tracy Lamont writes in the official journal of the Religious Education Association, "The way in which adolescents are nurtured in their faith development will have a direct effect on how they connect to their faith and to others." Lamont's statement provides an excellent example to show the importance of the Catholic identity. Catholic identity is the core and underlying basics for Catholic education. It does not provide elite status, but it does produce long-term student outcomes. While the Catholic identity is only related to private Catholic schools, academic status can affect both school types, both private and public. For example, public schools have government funds and Catholic schools survive on tuition and donations alone. Both school types are transparent with regards to elite status and academics. However, elite status plays a huge role in athletics. Catholic schools have a smaller pool of elite choices compared to public schools due to the smaller enrollment. Peg Kopech, the former varsity volleyball coach of St. Francis High School, said in a personal interview on February 15th that in the past, public schools haven't felt much different than us when it comes to volleyball teams. But now, because our team has won state 4 years in a row, the pressure has increased for the school to continue to do just as well as the public schools that are much larger than us. This is a perfect example of how athletic elite status can affect schools. The pressure to continue to win is high due to the success of the past seasons and because of the surrounding public schools who continue to have consistently well-built teams. Public schools receive government funds for equipment and jerseys, and extracurricular activities, and Catholic schools need to charge fees or collect donations. Catholic schools have smaller classrooms as well, which means better educated teachers and more robust curriculum. This is necessary in order to continue to maintain enrollment numbers to keep the school alive. This is why most Catholic schools are considered elite academically. Now that we have learned about Catholic identity, it's time to elaborate on how this involves the Catholic social teachings. The Catholic social teaching that I feel best embodies my topic is call to family, community, and participation relating to Catholic identity. The United States Conference of Catholic Bishops says that government should not replace or destroy smaller communities and individualize initiation. This does not mean that the government isn't the best, but it defines good government to help other social groups. We all have an ethical, moral obligation to look out for one another and respect each other's differences. If we are supposed to treat everyone equally, we should have school choice, and schools that meet or succeed the state standards should receive the proper funding regardless. If someone wants a Catholic education, the government has an ethical responsibility to support education throughout the country. This isn't based on whether the school is religious or not. The government needs to ignore the fact that the schools are Catholic and focus on the educational aspect with regards to the government funding. The Jesuit charism that I feel embodies this is discernment. According to Creighton University, discernment is the practice of critically questioning the work we are doing and reflecting upon it, effectiveness, and impact on others. Intentionally reviewing our work to discern its effectiveness in reaching the goals we have set. I feel this is proper for my topic because the community and government need to work in order to provide funding for all education. The goal in mind is to make sure that all parents have the choice of what type they want to send their kids to, regardless if it's Catholic or private. So I ask again, should Catholic schools remove their Catholic identity to gain overall elite status? There really is no reason why you cannot have both. Personally, I feel that the Catholic identity should not be sacrificed. It is core of an educational model. I have attended Catholic private school my entire life, and the biggest reason why my parents chose that option for me personally was because of the Catholic identity. Their choice provided me with the highest level of education available and the environment that instilled good morals and values compared to public schools in my area that I carry with me to this day. The issue that Catholic high schools are now facing is whether they should sacrifice the Catholic identity for an academic elite status with athletics as well. The elite status is not necessary to continue to deliver exceptional academics and maintain their enrollment numbers that they already have. Being an elite school is not a written down title or a formal process. It is based off the success rate of the students at the school and the community perceptions. Even if a private high school isn't considered to have elite status, I feel that the Catholic identity is necessary. I was never aware of the term elite in all my 13 past years of Catholic schooling until I started attending Creighton University. We can see that the Catholic and public schools have the same goal in mind when it comes to educating children. However, the levels of education and the Catholic identity are more important than having an elite status. Elite academic and athletic status can swing between both public and private schools. However, it is most commonly seen in public education systems. Though this is the case, Catholic high schools shouldn't feel the need to sacrifice their Catholic identity to match other schools in terms of elite status. The education that a child receives and the views of a parent that chose Catholic schools is not solely based on academics. Catholic identity is crucial for Catholic schools and doesn't need to be removed in order to achieve an elite status. Thank you.